2.
Here we go. 180. 180.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And that's caught one more time by Boyd. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 more yards there and another first down. Burrow will throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. This is Higgins. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
Here we go.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Here's Burrow. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. C.J. Uzomah, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
I do believe we came here to see a game, didn't we? And it looks like he's running what we call routes versus air. You just go out there with your offensive unit and throw the football with no defense. He's 5 for 5 on the opening drive.
He was on his game there for drive number 1, but my only thing is now he can't go any higher than that. He was so perfect. Can he do it again later?
Yeah, all he cares about right now is making it 10 for 10, 15 for 15.
Keeping that going.
And he feels like he can get it done.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
For every rookie prospect, there are always nerves involved in this moment. Running your team out to start a game. But there's a reason they brought him in. We're willing to make him their starter today. They believe he can overcome those nerves and lead his team to a victory. We saw him do it at the collegiate level and really make himself into a leader and someone you can envision doing the exact same thing here in the NFL.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down, Hooker looks to throw it. Flush to his right. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
They hand this off to Harris. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
Fighting through it, he's got space. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. The Steelers at 13-1 now on the year. They've gone a full couple of months now since their last loss. Winners of 8 in a row.
And we always talk about how a team has to play complementary football in order to really be a good squad. But I think in this league, if your offense isn't playing really well as this one is, you're not going to run off this kind of a streak.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
57's the light. Watch 57.
Now here's another carry for Harris. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now Hooker. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 24-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage was so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Hooker to throw on 1st and 10.
Check, 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 check.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Well, I don't want to be a jinx partner and put the whammy on him, but I think we could be looking at all-time damn the ground with the way that he's going. Only a few quarterbacks in this league are capable of a 100-yard game, and he's halfway there just in the first quarter. This is a record-setting pace. Hopefully, he can keep it up, and we can have fun watching it.
Strip that ball. Ready, ready.
Harris. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Well, Charles, clearly they wanted to send a message there and impose their will. They score on their opening possession on a drive comprised entirely of rushing the football.
Message sent. I don't know that the team on the other side of the field wanted to receive it, but what a statement on their opening drive. Just run it all the way downfield, no passes. That absolutely sets the tone that they're going to be physical in this game.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays.
Here we go. 180. Legs hot. Right, fellas, right. Let's go. Turtles hot.
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. Well, this defense for the Steelers, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Legs hot. 115.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And CD, defensively, you're going against a hot quarterback coming off a 3-touchdown game in their victory a week ago. But what's the big key for them to try to slow him down?
You ask all the tough questions, don't you, partner? Because with this guy, if you blitz him, he takes advantage of that man coverage and burns you. But if you bring on those extra DBs, he sits back there and does what he wants. To me, it's going to be those DBs. When they catch the ball, big-time tackles really put it on those receivers.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
So with the Steeler offense. On the give, this is Harris, and very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. These two teams all tied after one. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. As they've got it as we resume action. Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Here's 3rd and 10. Hooker. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Here we go. 60 vices. 60 vices.
Here I come again. Here I come again.
Now a give. Running left is Harris. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Now 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Hooker. That is caught. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws that quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Steelers have taken the lead. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point now by Boswell. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Cincinnati set to take over once again. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
The drive starts with a completion left side. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Watch 15. Watch 15. Back 15.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Let's go one more. Mike 15.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Now it's Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now Burrow. That is caught. It's Uzama. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards on the play.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Here we go.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 31.
Watch 15.
To the air again, Burrow. And his throw's going to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Burrow looking to pass. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Keely Ringo brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career.
Well, their first sack of the game, and it doesn't come from a usual suspect, not somebody up front, but Charles, a defensive back getting in there.
And I can tell you from experience, he's beyond excited to make that play because you're exactly right. Is it normal to...
Here we go. Start. 180. Place hot. Start.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
He scored their touchdown earlier, and this had a chance to be another. This secondary scrambling for answers, looking at each other, trying to figure out who is going to put the clamps on this guy, because right now, he's absolutely shredding them.
On 2.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Mike 15.
They
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
And hold on here, because on that last...
Here we go. Here we go. 180.
Mixon again. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Joe Mixon, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are an extra point away from drawing level. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
McPherson on for the point after.
And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
Here's Hooker to throw it.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
57's the mic. Watch 57.
On 3rd down, here's Harris. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
180.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation, aren't you?
Yeah, now you've got options on 2nd down.
And big-time options. You might want to think about play action and try and get something cheap right here over the top.
And out of bounds across the 15-yard line.
Burrow to Boyd there for the Cincy first.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. And we will likely not see another play here as they take the knee and head into the intermission all tied.
Here we go.
So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. As far as the early games go, we'll be watching that one in Houston. The Texans in for a fight as they'll match up against the Cleveland Browns. Good stuff going on later in the afternoon as well, especially down in Miami, where it will be the Dolphins taking on the Dallas Cowboys. And lastly, we'll all be tuned in on Monday night for what should be a great one between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it.
The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter.
This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
We've seen the pressure get to him several times in this game. There, though, we see him escape it.
And we've seen this rookie video before as well. That type of pressure, oftentimes, what do you resort to? Your legs, try and escape. What you hope is that this doesn't become habit for him, that he learns how to handle the pressure, still keep his eyes downfield, and make some throws.
This is Harris.
43 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Hooker now on second down.
That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 38-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
57's Mike 57.
Now a first down carry for Harris. Muscles him off. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. They'll run again with Harris. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Let's go defense. Let's go defense. Here we go. Check.
They'll run with Harris. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Here's 2nd and 7.
This is Harris. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Over the middle, complete. That's Warren. And they get him down about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 3rd down pickup of 5.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it down.
Got it. Ready? 70 Timberwolves.
They'll go for it. Hooker. Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. And the Steelers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Hooker now off play action. That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown Steelers.
It's Boswell for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab.
Boswell now to kick after the touchdown.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half.
Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive in the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
Let's get set. 180. Nice up.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
2nd and 6.
They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. There's a short one caught by Uzama. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
They'll start the drive with Harris. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11.
2nd and 5. Hooker's going to throw it.
And this one's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Working out of the shotgun, Hooker. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
Javon Kinlaw, the big D tackle there to bring him down. Here's a 2nd and 5.
They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again.
And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
Off play action. Here's Hooker. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Now run straight ahead with Warren.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 6.
From the gun, it's Hooker.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC.
Well, with 3 weeks left, they are in one of those 3 wild card spots, Charles, but that spot is not clinched, and there's not a ton of breathing room for them. So the bottom line, they just need to focus on winning right now.
Yeah, they totally have their eyes open, don't they? They know they've got teams trying to run them down. They can hear their footsteps. The question coaches ask guys in the locker room, do you have another gear left to pull away and lock in that playoff spot? If so, let's hit it.
And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. From the shotgun, it's Burrow to Mixon on the check down. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the first down at around the 22. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It's a net of 40 there, punt of 48 and a return of 8. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football. Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
60 Eagles.
First down, and they go back to Harris. Shoves him aside, and he is out of bounds inside the 35.
109 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now here's another carry for Harris. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5.
They'll try the right side with Harris. And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals' 24. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches.
Here's Hooker.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Bengals are right back in this football game.
A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10
at their own 23.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here into the hands of Boyd.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Let's get set. Right, 80.
I got 15. You ain't doing nothing.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
A big play here as the crowd noise rises. 3rd and 1.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here we go. Right, 80. Right, side.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Burrow's throw there taken in by Smith.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with 3rd down coming up.
Burrow.
Complete to Boyd.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
Here's Burrow.
We play to win. Let's go.
On the move past the 40. And he is going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout. Burrow. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Throwing, Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase, complete.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 20-yard line. He gets this one to Boyd.
And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. To throw, Burrow.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Now Burrow.
And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
McPherson now for the extra point.
And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Here's Hooker. Here's one deep for Pickens.
He's got it at the 15.